Thank you, Ricardo. Hi, everybody. I'm going to explain for the couple of the next minutes OpenCube Toolkit reference architecture. OpenCube Toolkit is an example of a reference architecture created by OpenCube Consortium for statistical link open data. It is a reference architecture that contains open source components available for free use. You can freely download from http opencube-toolkit.eu. Beforehand, you need to make sure that you have already installed Java 7 or 8 in your system. As Ricardo mentions in the link open data lifecycle, there are three groups of tools according to the LOD lifecycles. The first one is creating LOD tools. The OpenCube toolkit involves several tools, for example, Tarquel, D2RQ, Grafter, R2RML, JSONstat to QB. I will explain to you after this. The second part is expanding the existing data cube, including OpenCube Compatibility Explorer, OpenCube Aggregator, and OpenCube Expander. And the last part is exploiting the data cube, which is the hardest part, which involve tools for searching, querying, visualizing, and analyzing the data cube. For example, R statistical analysis, you might probably know, and interactive chart visualization. Let's move, let's move on to creating LOD tools. The objective of the tools in this group is to convert data to RDF format that is standard of linked data. Tarquel is meant to convert CSV, Excel files, D2RQ, and R2RML are used to convert traditional database data such as MySQL, Oracle, Postgre, and so on. Is for converting JSONstat is for converting JSON structured data. Grafter is not part of the toolkit, but it's free to use and available in the internet. Let's move on to Tarquel. You can use this tool to convert flat files to RDF. The application and its syntax is available on http tarquel github.io. The application only runs in Linux, and before installing the application, make sure you have already installed Maven and Java 7 or 8 in your system. For example, we would like to convert this purchase data to RDF. There are date, hour, city store, product, total payment, and payment type. First, we tried the regular SQL script whether it works, in which we select city store and the amount customer pays. The second one is we create the Sparkwell script to convert the data into RDF. As you can see, the left part of the screen is the script and the right part is the output or the RDF data. The second tool we will discuss is D2RQ. It's used to convert traditional database RDBMS, for example, MySQL, Oracle, Postgre, Microsoft SQL, Informix, etc., to RDF. You can download and find the syntax from http://d2rq.org. Make sure that you have previously installed prerequisite applications as stated in the website. For example, the purchase data from previous example is stored in MySQL database. We need at least two steps to convert the data to RDF. First, generating a default mapping file. Second, dumping the database. Last, you can optionally run the D2R server. We will explain that later in the next slide. First step is to generate a default mapping file. The command generate mapping will map the table structure in the database to D2RQ file. The second step is to dump the database. Using the map file from the previous step, you then create the RDF. This tool also provides the 2R server, which has GUI for process and data management. Another tool is Grafter. It is a tool to convert XLS CSV files to RDF. You can find the software and the complete syntax from http://grafter.org. But you need to install Java 7 or 8 and Lineage Clojure build tool beforehand. There are 4 steps to convert the data to RDF. First, creating project from the provided template from the Grafter. The second one, running pipelines so that you can feed the streaming data into the system. Third, transforming into tables that help you to query and read the data in a comfortable way. And last, transforming into graphs that is converting the data into RDF. There are other tools for creating LOD provided in the OpenCube toolkit. For example, R2ML, which you can find the software and syntax from GitHub, and cons/r2rml dash parser, and JSON.qb from GitHub rx tasiwis slash JSON.qb. The last part is the second part, is the expanding LOD. These tools are needed if you have existing data cube and need to expand the cube. Expanding means adding new rows or columns to the cube as well as updating the existing data. There are 3 tools provided in the toolkit. They are OpenCube Compatibility Explorer, OpenCube Aggregator, and OpenCube Expander. However, you can skip this part if you have no previous data cube in the system. The last group of the tools and the most difficult part is the exploiting LOD. The tools included in the toolkit are for searching, querying, analyzing, and visualizing. In this tutorial, we will use R statistical analysis as an example. This is the example of R script to predict something. You can learn more about R script from many sources in the internet. For example, http www.r-tutor.com. The output of the previous R script is then visualized, for example, in this graph. I think that's all for the tutorial. If you have any further questions, please contact Marijn, me, Ricardo, or Data. I hope you can find the toolkit beneficial for your assignment. Success for you!